Let's be real for a second. The millionaire title doesn't mean what it used to. In 2026, $1 million isn't a fleet of Ferraris and a private island. In many parts of the US, it's just the price of a decent family home and a somewhat secure retirement. The goalposts have moved. If you're still following the millionaire habits from a book written in 2010, you're not just behind. You're basically running a race in quicksand.
The world has changed. The economy is more volatile. AI is rewriting the job market every 6 months. And the middle-class squeeze we've talked about before is tighter than ever. To thrive now, you don't need hacks. You need a completely different operating system for your life.
After studying how wealth is actually being built in this new era, I've distilled it down to 8 habits. These aren't the wake up at 4 a.m. and drink green juice cliches. These are the gritty, high-leverage habits that separate the people who are getting rich from the people who are just staying busy.
Habit 1. Radical information curation. In 2026, we don't have an information shortage, we have an attention crisis. The average person spends their day reacting to notifications, doom-scrolling news that doesn't affect them, and consuming content that makes them angry rather than focused. Millionaires in 2026 treat their attention like their most valuable investment portfolio. They don't just watch things, they curate. They have aggressive filters. They unsubscribe from 90% of what everyone else follows. If an app doesn't contribute to their wealth, their health, or their deep relationships, it's deleted. This habit is about moving from being a consumer to being a curator. You need to stop letting the algorithm decide what goes into your brain. If you don't control your feed, someone else is controlling your future.
Habit 2. Being an AI architect, not a bricklayer. If you're still trying to compete with AI by working harder, you've already lost. The new wealthy class has a habit of architectural thinking. They don't do the manual labor of data entry, basic writing, or scheduling. They build systems where AI does the heavy lifting. The habit here is asking, how can I automate 80% of this task so I can spend 100% of my brain power on the 20% that requires human judgment? In 2026, the people getting rich are the ones who know how to prompt, how to integrate, and how to supervise technology. They aren't afraid of being replaced because they are the ones driving the machine. Every single day, they find one more thing to delegate to a system.
Habit 3. The anti-fragile budget. Most people budget for peace of mind. Millionaires budget for volatility. We live in an era of black swan events, sudden market shifts, unexpected tech disruptions, or global supply chain hiccups. The habit of the 2026 millionaire is maintaining an anti-fragile financial structure. This means having more than just a 3-month emergency fund. It's about having dry powder, liquid cash ready to deploy when a market dips or an opportunity arises. While everyone else is panic selling or struggling to pay rent during the shift, the millionaire is calm because they built their life to benefit from chaos, not just survive it. They live on 50% of what they make, not because they're cheap, but because they want the power that comes with that extra 50% in a crisis. Habit 4. Skill stacking for scarcity. Being good at one thing is dangerous in 2026. If you're just an accountant, an AI can do most of your job. If you're just a graphic designer, the same applies. The new millionaire habit is skill stacking. They combine unrelated skills to create a category of one. They are an accountant who understands AI integration and has the public speaking skills to explain it to CEOs. That combination is rare. Rare things are expensive. The habit is spending at least 5 hours a week learning a tangential skill that makes your primary skill more valuable. It's about being a hybrid. Don't just be a specialist, be a rare combination.
Habit 5. Aggressive time buying. The middle class spends money to buy stuff to look successful. Millionaires spend money to buy time to be successful. The moment they can afford it, they outsource the $20 an hour tasks. Cleaning, grocery shopping, basic admin. If their hourly worth is $100 and they're doing a $20 task, they are literally losing $80 an hour. The habit is a constant audit. Am I doing something a service or a system could do for me? By buying back 10 hours a week, they have 10 more hours to think, to strategize, and to build. You can always get more money, but in 2026, time is the only thing that isn't being printed.
Habit 6. The high-yield social circle. We've all heard that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. In 2026, this is more literal than ever. With the rise of remote work and digital communities, your circle isn't just your neighbors, it's your DMs, your Discord groups, and your mastermind peers. Millionaires have a habit of relentless network pruning. They aren't nice to people who drain their energy or gossip about things that don't matter. They seek out gatekeepers, people who have the keys to the rooms they want to be in. They offer value first, they listen more than they talk, and they realize that a single introduction can be worth more than a decade of hard work. If your current circle thinks saving $5 on a latte is the peak of financial wisdom, you need a new circle.
Habit 7. Cognitive health as a business asset. The 2026 economy is a knowledge economy. Your brain is your factory. If your factory is foggy, tired, and fueled by junk food, your output will be garbage. The new Millionaire habit treats health like a P&L statement. Deep sleep, cognitive supplements, zones of deep work without phones, and physical resilience aren't wellness trends, they are business requirements. They realize that making one $100,000 decision requires a sharp mind, and you can't make that decision if you're burned out. They protect their morning focus like it's a vault. No emails, no news, no distractions until the most important work of the day is done.
Habit 8. Radical personal accountability. This is the hardest one, and it's the one that separates the dreamers from the earners. In 2026, it's very easy to blame the system. And honestly, the system is tilted. The Fed, the housing market, the tech giants, they aren't exactly rooting for you. But the millionaire habit is to ignore the blame game entirely. They have an internal locus of control. If their business fails, it's their fault. If their investments tank, they didn't do enough research. If they get replaced by AI, they didn't adapt fast enough. This sounds harsh, but it's actually incredibly liberating. Because if it's your fault, you have the power to fix it. If it's the government's fault, you're just a victim waiting for a rescue that isn't coming. Millionaires don't wait for rescues. They build lifeboats.
Conclusion. None of these 8 habits require a high IQ. They don't require you to be born with a silver spoon. What they require is a ruthless consistency that most people simply aren't willing to maintain. The world of 2026 is going to be incredibly rewarding for the people who adapt, and incredibly painful for those who try to hold on to the old ways of doing things. You don't have to adopt all 8 tonight. Start with 1. Maybe it's pruning your social media feed. Maybe it's learning one AI tool that saves you an hour a day. The millionaire status isn't about the number in your bank account. It's about the person you become to get that number. It's about the habits that make you unsquashable in an economy that's trying to squeeze you. So, which habit are you starting tomorrow? Don't just watch this and move on to the next video. Pick one. Write it down in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable. Because the gap between where you are and where you want to be is just a series of habits you haven't started yet. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the top.